Let's click over to the System Configuration tab. In this area here, you're going to be able to configure a CPU to match whatever unit you want to put the CPU in. So if it's a GeForce or an EasyArm, different capacities of EasyArms, different capacities of GeForce, different spans, you'll be able to make those settings here. And then once you could also, by the way, set up, if you had a GeForce actuator and you wanted to configure the actuator to go onto an EasyArm, you'd be able to plug in and set up the CPU within the GeForce actuator to fit on an EasyArm here based on the span and capacity and everything. So that's why that will be useful. Now, what you can do is once you set up a configuration setting over here, you can also save that file here. So if you wanted to go and use that same configuration with another unit, you could export from this unit, and you could export it to a thumb drive that you would plug into a USB port that's on the actuator board, and you could export to that USB drive. Now, other things you can do over here, you can import updated software versions. If maybe you got some sort of a parameter file or a settings file from the service department at Gorbel, you could get that, transfer it to a thumb drive, put it into the USB port, and import it to a unit. So this is good stuff for service and configuration of CPUs and actuators. Now down here, you're going to see the unit select. This is where you're going to select units, whether you rather see metric or imperial units within the displays of the different tabs of the user interface. And then here to the left, you'll see there's a new IP address. Now this area is where you're going to change your IP address if you have multiple GeForces. If you remember over on the user management screen that we started with, there was the default IP address, or it shows the IP address up in the upper right hand corner of that screen. If you have multiple units and you want to connect to each unit individually, you're going to have each unit have its own unique IP address, and this is where you change it right here. Down below that, you'll see there's a handle enabled, disabled button. And what that does is it actually disables or enables the display on the handle from being able to make settings and get into the menus. So if you click this and select handle menu disabled, then nobody will be able to go in and make any settings at the handle. The user can only use it. The operator or the worker can only use the device to do their task, but they can't get into the menus to change anything. So that's a level of protection against changing of settings.